How about we start with Q.Mulative? Pronouns are he, him in Canada. Q.Mulative, you are live on Secular Sexuality. What's going on?
Hello. I'm glad to be here, and I feel honored to speak to both of you.
Awesome.
So, did you get my topic before? Is my topic displayed anywhere there, or should I just?
We did, but it would be great if you would let the audience know. And I don't know if Stephanie has call in studio up, so probably
I don't.
Fill us in.
All right. So I've got an anti-LGBTQ voting and gender critical friend who says I can't be anti-gay. I'm bi, and we're kind of on a break on the friendship, and I'm wondering if I should just make it a clean break or try to fix this bridge, when we start talking again.
Wow.
And and like, I guess if it were just that, if that were just the situation, then I would kind of make it a clean break, because if that's all that defines her, that she's anti-gay, and or that she says she's anti-gay, but she keeps acting and voting and arguing against the LGBTQ progress, then I would say she's not worth my time and my mental health. But I mean, the things that have me on the fence are that she does reach out to me, which makes her the clingy one out of us two, and I'm always afraid of being the clingy one, so I don't reach out to my friends that much. Mm-hmm. And she tells me that people that are like me tend to get along better with her, or tolerate her or something. And compared to her and her other friends, I'm more leftist. And when I think about that kind of situation, I don't want all my friends to be conservatives, so I don't want to be in that situation that she's in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's interesting. This kind of makes me think of something that we think about a lot when we're on other shows that I've been on, where it's how do you best handle transphobes? Is it good to have this warm conversation where you allow them the opportunity to be wrong and don't judge them for that? Kind of a street epistemology approach. What do you believe and why? Kind of a thoughtful asking. And I think that can reach some people. But I do also think there are instances where, as hard as it is and as harsh as it may seem, where you do kind of have to harshly, and no, I'm not saying you should publicly drag your friend, but in some instances, you should. I think you do need to make a clear statement to them, and maybe if anyone asks about what's going on, because I think we need to. It's kind of when people are outwardly horrifically racist, of course we have the subtle things that happen, but I feel sometimes people are more ready to condemn outward transphobia or outward racism, but we don't do those things for the more subtle aspects of it, and I think that's warranted sometimes. I think we need to. I don't know if shame is always an effective way to control behavior, but I think it's okay to kind of make people feel bad for being hateful people. You shouldn't feel comfortable being an outward bigot in society. I think if we as a society have agreed that our values are against that, I think it's okay to be what the fuck? You said what? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's not okay.
I'm just not I'm not the kind of person that's comfortable straight up doing that Pavlovian what the fuck as soon as you say something that's bigoted or racist or something. And I think that seems to be what she reacts well to. She wants people to call her out like that, and maybe I'm just not the person to do that.
It could be, but I mean, you might be the only person that can do that, right? If your friend is advocating for policies that would prevent you from being able to adopt a child, or in the case of tonight's subject, have access to healthcare, these are things that really matter. There are certain things to me that are deal breakers, as far as a friendship goes. There are some things I can overlook, if you like pineapple on pizza, that's fine. If, there, some things you can get over. Some things are so critical to a person's worldview. If you honestly believe, say, a gay couple shouldn't be able to adopt children, you are denying me things that affect my well-being. And if you would advocate for that, then you're not my friend. Like, you don't really care about what's best for me. So I can't really tell you where to draw the line, but what I would say would be a good starting point would be if you try to engage her and think you're making progress, maybe it's salvageable. If you try to engage her in the way of like, hey, this is something that affects my life and I'm your friend. Like, if that doesn't make it real for you, I don't know what can. And I would just try to gauge the level of progress that you're making, because life is too short to spin your wheels with assholes.
Yeah, and I get that impression. Like when I try to I have tried to address this topic directly with her. In particular, she'll often have this one sort of jab and retreat kind of thing that she does. Whenever the topic, in the creative, I've noticed when I get into game development communities, that's kind of my thing. I'll meet a lot of aces, and it just kind of comes up in our everyday conversation. I guess in the topic of marketing, for example, that sex sells. Someone in the community will either come out as ace or will address that person, the ace person that we know, directly about that when it to talk about how the sex sells marketing works or doesn't. And when I'm talking with that one friend, she'll immediately quip that she doesn't believe, something to the tune of she doesn't believe aces exist. She says it's a mental disease. And then when we want to pursue that with her with street epistemology, she'll say she will not be convinced, to sort of shut down that discussion and change the topic. But she still wants to do that sort of jab and retreat whenever ace or LGBTQ topics come up, or trans topics in particular as well, because she's very critical about someone being trans when they come out.
And you
say she believes in the trans trender thing.
And you say this person is bi?
Yeah, whenever she'll say she can't be anti-gay. She doesn't say LGBTQ. She uses the term alphabet brigade when she refers to the non-straight communities. But she said, I can't be anti-gay, I'm bi.
Yeah, you can. You can be on the spectrum and still be a jerk. That's entirely possible. Stephanie,
there's a whole lot to unpack there, and I don't really have any better advice than either Arden or Nate have given you. So I don't know as I could be in a relationship without pointing out the inherent hypocrisy in the things that she seems to believe. So.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you just everything, but I'm I want to respect the other caller's time as well, but I appreciate the advice that you're giving me. And you can kind of see why I'm on the fence about this whole thing, because I feel like she has been changing over time, over the time that I've known her, but I don't know if it's worth my mental investment and time investment to put up with the walls that she's putting up and to keep trying to pursue the topic.
You are never obligated, Q.Mulative, to be someone's gateway out of being a bigot. If you are willing to and you have the mental time and energy, that's great. I think that's how the world changes. But absolutely do not sacrifice your well-being to walk this person out of being a jackass. If they're gonna be if they're gonna be doing this jab and retreat thing, that's not worth the time and energy. For that kind of person, I would say, hey, if you're willing to have an actual conversation, I'll sit here with you. But we've had multiple callers on Transatlantic who do the same exact thing, and those are the callers that I banned, because I'm not willing to have a conversation with someone who's not willing to have a conversation. I will talk to someone who will call me the worst names if they're willing to honestly engage in the conversation. But the second that piece is removed, I have no interest. Absolutely zero. So do what you will with that.
All right.
Cool.
Q.Mulative, thank you for calling. And if you want to call back on another episode to give us an update as to how it's going, I would be interested to hear from you again. But yeah, we do have tons of callers on the line.
Yes.
So I do want to thank you for calling in. Arden, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Thank you for having me.
Nope. That's it. Awesome. Thanks, Q.Mulative. Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Ciao.